It is time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is a double feature where two segments are combined into one episode. And now, here's the host of the show, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977 and 1854 of the show. We're going back-to-back double Shenanigan double features. That's right. This is the 13th edition of it. And as you know, this continues the Fall Gear Fallout Part 2. And as you know, this afternoon, it started this late afternoon, AEW Collision started, and it's a 3-hour special because it combined with Rampage. So, and then we're going to talk about what happened just at Survivor Series, because Survivor Series is over not too long ago. If you happen to be one of the many people that were watching me on the live reaction with Brandon, Martin, Jordan Little, and Dante Pittman, you know exactly what happens. Cheating Long comes in time and time again. But, however, we got to talk about the Continental Classic. And it's how it started off in the Go League. Will Ospreay went up against Juice Robinson. This was a heck of a matchup. And, heck of a match could have gone either way. But Will Ospreay picked up 3 points over the Bang Bang Gang member. And Juice Robinson, a.k.a. Mr. Tony Storm. When I say more. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to my friend Anthony Hardy, who happens to be at WrestleCade right now. He's attended. He's been attending the events, and got a lot of pictures with a lot of wrestlers, including the timeless one, Tony Storm, and had a lot of fun. And he's having a lot of fun there. So Anthony Hardy, if you're watching this, my man, hope you're having a grand old time. And Mariah May, speaking of Tony Storm, her former understudy, Mariah May, addressing Mina Shirakawa. As you know, Mina Shirakawa will be challenging Mariah May at Winter is Coming on Dynamite for the championship, as you know. For the AEW Women's World Championship. And Mariah May says this is all you're going to need. Holding up the title. You want it, come get it. So let's see what happens there. A trios matchup. Private Party, the AEW Tag Team Champions, and Mystico joining forces up against the MXM Collection and Johnny TV. And the funniest part is Mansoor. While Johnny TV was making his entrance, Mansoor's got this leaf blower. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Yeah, which is hilarious. But the Tag Team Champions and Mystico were too much for the male supermodel wannabes, as they pick up Mystico and Private Party did pick up the victory over MXM Collection. That's Mace Madden and Mansoor and Johnny TV. Now, too bad he couldn't go by Johnny Nitro. We got a new version of Eminem. Just saying, but that's okay. Lexi Nair interviewed Anna Jay, and Anna Jay says, hey, I blew a chance to beat Mariah May to become the AEW Women's World Champion. And she goes, there are other titles to go after, so I'm going to take the big swing. Go ahead, the big swing, TBS. So it seems like to me that Anna Jay could be challenging Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. So the Continental Classic continues. Second Blue League matchup. The Beast Mortos went up against the Protostar Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis joins on commentary. And again, another great matchup. And Kyle Fletcher ends up winning that matchup to give himself 3 points. And meanwhile, Kyle O'Reilly was talking to Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, and he said, and they were talking about the Dynamite Battle Royals. Listen, I know I can't let any of my friends get hurt. I'm going to face MJF, and so I think Kyle O'Reilly's got some motivation to win that Diamond Battle Royal. Coming soon. Don Callis, Ganosuke Takeshita addresses Full Gear. And then Takeshita just basically says, it's my title. I'm dominating the International Championship. You want it? Come get it. So, I like the fact that, I got to respect the fact that Takeshita wants people to accept the challenge. Of course, the Outrunners went up against the Iron Savages, and the Iron Savages run their mouths before the matchup, but the Outrunners taught them a lesson in respect by defeating them, and FTR comes out to celebrate with the Outrunners. Looks like, I think the FTR likes the Outrunners because the Outrunners are sort of like a throwback call, a callback to the 80s type of wrestling, and I think that's what FTR lives for when it comes to that. Lexi Nair interviewed Platinum Max Caster and calls out Swerve Strickland for a matchup this coming Wednesday. Max Caster's been claiming that Swerve Strickland's been acting weird. No, it's you, Max Caster. I don't know what's going on. I think the Acclaim's going to be kaput when all is said and done. Hangman Adam Page went up against Wheeler Yuta, and then during the matchup, though, as they were fighting, Pac and Claudio Castagnoli arrived in the crowd, but then Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir joined them. And Wheeler Yuta came close to beating Adam Page, but Adam Page ended up picking up the victory with the Deadeye. And then Page decided to attack Wheeler Yuta after the matchup. And the Death Riders and as he was attacking Wheeler Yuta, the Death Riders just stand there. I don't know what is up with the Death Riders. Wheeler Yuta wants to join them, but at the same time he gets attacked. I would have said, listen, I'm with you guys, but yet you had me attacked. What's up with that? You trying to teach me a lesson? I said, next time this happens, I'm definitely leaving. That's what Wheeler Yuta should have done. But, however, he allowed Hangman Adam Page to beat up Wheeler Yuta. But then Jay White came to the ring with a steel chair, chases off Page, but then as Page was watching, but then Page knew that Jay White was attacked too. Jay White did attack Wheeler Yuta, and he says, you tell your king I'm coming after his title. Looks like Jay White wants to be the AEW World Champion. So, Thunder Rosa addresses Harley Graham, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa. Thunder Rosa will take on Harley Graham and Rampage. But then she says she'll keep a close eye on the AEW World Women's Championship match. Remember, she is a former champion against Mariah May defends it against Mina Shirakawa, and that'll be a heck of a matchup. Lexi Nair interviewed Hangman Adam Page, and Christopher Daniels tries talking to him and tries to give him advice, and he says, getting to conventions only poisons you. And then he goes, I'm not going to have some old man tell me what to do anymore, and just walks away. I'm like, oh boy. And then Lexi Nair interviewed, reverse that. And two of my favorite ladies going at it once again. Mina Shirakawa went up against the lovely Layla Gray. Two lovely ladies going at it. And Mina Shirakawa did pick up the victory over the Top Flight stewardess. The stewardess of Top Flight. And Layla Gray looks gorgeous as usual. And so does Mina Shirakawa. Let's begin with women. Lexi Nair interviewed Willow Nightingale as she is preparing herself for a battle against Serena Deeb in the Women's International Cup that's happening in Japan. As you know, the AEW side, whoever wins that will represent AEW in a fatal four-way at Wrestle Dream in Japan. The main event, while Matt Menard joining on commentary, champion versus champion, as Daniel Garcia, the TNT champion. This is Continental Classic Blue League. TNT champion Daniel Garcia went up against the AEW Continental champion Kazuchika Okada. And both men fought so hard and so well, it ended up in a draw. So both have a point apiece from that. And Matt Menard was really proud, but I'm sure Matt Menard probably in the back of his mind, I know he can do better. We'll find out as the tournament goes along. Let's go to the Rampage side of things. And Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa took on Harley Graham. And during the matchup, she did take off the mask. It was Harley Cameron all along. You can't fool us, Harley. I mean, Harley likes to have some fun. That's what I like about Harley. Harley Cameron and Thunder Rosa ended up picking up the victory. Renee Paquette interviewed Mercedes Moné, addressing any woman that wants to challenge her for the TBS title, and was upset with Renee, saying, because Renee mentioned Camille's name, said, don't say that name around me again. So, there you go. Another trios matchup, Top Flight and Action Andretti took on the team of Atlantis Jr., Mascara Dorada, and Katsuyori Shibata. And the woes for Top Flight and Action Andretti continue as Shibata, Dorada, and Atlantis Jr. picked up the victory over that trio. Renee Paquette interviewed the Waynes, Nick and Mama Wayne, about Hook and addressing Hook and how they're upset with him. So there's that. And the Beast Mordo, second time in 3 hours, he took on Serpentico, and the Beast Mordos did defeat him. And Camille was attacked in the back. Who attacked her? We don't know. And then finally, in the main event, Commander took on Hechicero, and Hechicero did pick up the victory over Commander. So that is it for AEW Rampage Collision Event Center of November 30th, 2024. Now, for Survivor Series, it's a little bit on the short side here. Let's, and it took place in Vancouver, Canada, Rogers Arena. Women's War Games, Team Rhea versus Team Liv. This was a major brawl. This was, always major brawls. This was a great fight. One of the highlights is Tiffany Stratton's moonsault off the top of the cage, while Io did the same thing, but with a trash can on her head. And that's Io, to me, stole the show. And I love Io Sky, definitely. But, like I said, Team Rhea, I picked Team Rhea to win. Team Rhea won that one. The United States title was on the line. LA Knight defending it against Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke's got new music. A new entrance with a Samurai Kabuto helmet that they call him the Wayward Samurai. I'm like, ooh, this guy is going to be dark. And it was like a dark version of himself. And ended up being a great matchup. But overall, we have a new United States champion in the Wayward Samurai himself, Shinsuke Nakamura. And then they have a True Classic t-shirt commercial with Alpha Academy. So, Maxine Dupree trying to have Otis, once again, try to put on shirts and something. Goes, oh, Otis. And then Otis walks, and then Otis here, I think he'll like that one. And Otis goes, oh, yeah, right? Here, and then Otis walks out, and then next thing goes, that's good, but you need to get some pants on. But he didn't care. He starts strolling off without any pants on. Oh, yeah. He goes, oh, shirt. I'm like, oh, no. Otis, what a funny dude. Otis is a funny dude. And the UFC welterweight champion, Bilal Muhammad, was in attendance to watch the Survivor Series War Games. And the Intercontinental title was on the line. Braun Breaker defending it against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. And Sheamus was this close of getting his first Intercontinental title. But in the end, Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser ruined that. But in the end, Braun Breaker did end up retaining the title. The World Heavyweight title came right after that, as Gunther defends it against Damian Priest. And I predicted that Gunther's going to retain because of Finn Balor. During the matchup, Finn Balor came out, did a coup de grace off the stairs. And but Gunther did not want Finn Balor's help and ended up kicking him. Would that mean that Finn Balor may end up challenging him for the World Heavyweight title? I think Gunther's got, Gunther knows that Finn Balor's got an ulterior motive. And I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this turns out to be a triple threat for the World Heavyweight title down the road. Men's War Games match. Men's War Games match, the OG Bloodline against the Rogue Bloodline, as you know. I call them the Rogue Bloodline because they don't follow any rules. And the OG Bloodline with CM Punk. And there was a couple of spots where, all 9 men have entered, and Roman Reigns was the last one to enter, but then Solo Sikoa, the dummies that they are, locked the cage. And here's the deal. War Games doesn't start, and they can't win War Games if they have no match. And the referee has to be in that ring. So Solo Sikoa and the Rogue Bloodline made some many dumb mistakes in that matchup. And then during the matchup, when it officially began, Jacob Fatu, hopefully he's okay. He's hurt his knee or something like that. If it's a hamstring or worse, could be out for a long time, and that could be a huge blow to the Rogue Bloodline. But in the end, the OG Bloodline and CM Punk ended up winning the matchup. And also during the matchup, Paul Heyman came out as Reigns and Punk were arguing, and he said, "Listen, work together." And in the end, they did win. It all paid off. The OG Bloodline and CM Punk won the matchup. Everybody's hugging and shaking hands. Roman Reigns extends his hand to CM Punk. They both shake hands. And as they walked away, they were celebrating with Paul Heyman at the entrance. The OG Bloodlines did this. CM Punk did this. So, we shall see what happens and how this new chapter goes on. Well, that is all the time we have on this show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Next episode, I'll give you my Shenanigans statements as a statesman for November 30th, 2024. Thank you very much for the month of November 2024. Thank you very much, and until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.